Ready.
Good evening. We are Cristel, Gabriela, Calderón, and Jairo Hernández Palomeque. Welcome to our video discussion. Tonight, we are going to discuss the new topic, which is test. Cristel, will you please tell us what's the difference between test and questionnaire?
Yes, for sure. The difference is that questionnaires assess specific points. They don't contain more than 5 or 10 questions and are useful to complete information. Uh, on the other hand, tests assess knowledge and behavior in general. For example, a whole unit, when you apply a test, you assess a whole unit.
Yeah, you're right. And questionnaire use short questions and answers.
They do. But the question is, how can we use tests to assess individual differences or tasks?
That is interesting. Because we need to consider what are going to assess and if it's useful.
Very useful. And the purposes. For example, when you want to apply a reading test, what are you going to assess? It's not only the reading. You're not going to assess only the reading.
Of course, the comprehension reading, but what do students need to understand?
I agree. When you want to assess listening, reading, use of grammar, etc., uh, do you want to assess the verbs, the writing skills? What do you want to assess? That is what you need to think about it. The purpose of your assessment.
And don't forget, all the tests need to have a preview task. Okay, obviously, you're not going to apply a test with topics that you didn't teach during the course or the unit. We're talking about this. Another point to consider is the level of the student.
Mm-hmm.
These things, according to the level,
Yeah.
not in listening test. I think so.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that too. For example, I had two teachers in my experience who played the audio only once, and at the top of all, the speaker's voice was very fast. We were like, okay, we don't understand what is the person saying in this time. And that's important because when you are teaching, you need to keep in mind that not all the students can understand easily. As the book says, observe your students, their characteristics, and play the audio at least 3 times because that is useful for them. They are learning. They don't know the language. They don't know uh, that language. We are talking about second language learning, in this case English.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's frustrating. And
Mhm.
well, finally, the courses assess. Uh, uh, I think, how to say, um, let me remember, dichotomous and philotomous, according to Carey, dichotomous scored with the correct and incorrect answers, while philotomous give points to the answers. For example, the question gave 5 points. If the answer is correct, you get 5 points.
Mhm.
If you get the wrong answer, you don't have 5 points.
Yeah, I think that you say that polytomos give points to the answers. Polytomos.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah, that's important too. You need to know uh, what kind of score you are going. You need to use to assess your students. That's important too. I agree. I agree.
I agree with you a lot. Well, that's all for us tonight. Thank you so much for watching us, and I think uh, that's all. I hope see you soon later. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Jairo.